Hey there, everyone. That sexy nerd is back again, and we're watching Nostalgia Critic. It's Tales of Despereaux. Know nothing about this. I think I heard of something regarding this movie. I might have watched a video on it one time, but I really didn't care for this movie. I became basically in Nostalgia Critic's shoes after seeing both Inspector Gadget and the Godzilla, the 1998 Godzilla movie, or Zilla, as we all like to call it. You know, we all are out there. For me to hate Matthew Broderick. I don't care if he's in my favorite Disney movie of all time, The Lion King. He sounds weird and bland when he's Simba, but just like the critic says. But don't know much about this movie. I bet you he narrates the stupid thing. This is probably where he got his narration thing. I was really hoping it was going to be the damn producers, but whatever. So, not much to say on this, so let's just get into it. And remember, please, smash that like button if you want to see more sexy and nerdy content, and subscribe if you think I deserve it. And remember, sign up for my Patreon for all my latest reactions to all my latest videos. Let's do this thing, y'all.
Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic guy, remember? So you don't have to. I think I had a hard time saying Debbie Derry Berry's name. Played by Debbie Derry. Played by Debbie Derry Berry. Pow! Played by Debbie Berry. Wait,
Debbie Derry
butcher
Berry.
this.
What?
Released in 2008, The Tale of Despereaux certainly had the look of an anime film released in 2008. See, everybody in one way or another was trying to mimic either Toy Story or Shrek. And unless you were Disney or DreamWorks, you didn't do it well. Hell, even Disney and DreamWorks didn't always turn out winners. And this just looked like another one of those films trying to have a unique identity, but not too unique. While it's based on a Newbery Award-winning book, the film just looked like another generic adventure with generic animation. It had decent people behind it. One of the directors will go on to direct Paranorman. But critics and audiences seem to find it just as generic. So, over 15 years later, why did so many people seem to get into the book, but not the movie? Well, let's crawl on in and take a look. Because if your opening weekend had you losing to these films, something must be wrong. Take a look at The Tale of Despereaux. The film opens with a narrator, played by Sigourney Weaver, letting out her clear racism towards rats.
Rats hate the light. They slink and cower all the time. And as far as telling the truth is concerned, well, that's impossible.
Remember when your grandparents died? That was a rat. She confusingly says rats can't talk, despite this one clearly talking to a sailor.
A rat can't talk.
Tell me that thing again.
We are headed to door.
Sounds like someone else can't tell the truth. Don't listen to her directions, Dory. She's a liar.
Yeah.
I can see it.
This is Russ Gurrow, played by Dustin Hoffman. And he's on his way to the Kingdom of Dor, where their biggest holiday is Soup Day. Sounds like the most exciting thing in a kingdom called Dor. And a chef named Andre, played by Kevin Kline, puts together his amazing annual soup.
No.
There's so many good people behind this.
I need more time.
Yeah, I know this story. A little rodent comes along and helps him cook.
What?
Or God.
Yeah, little garlic. It was already there. No, yeah.
I think I put on a different movie. I thought this was the mouse with the big ears, not all of VeggieTales becomes the produce gremlin from Gremlins 2. This demon salad helps him find the right ingredients for his soup, but Rascuro falls into the soup while the queen is trying it.
There's a rat in my soup!
Oh, well.
She's dead.
How?
Well, I'd say that escalated quickly, but even the Skynet escalator trying to kill people through sheer force wouldn't escalate that quickly. He falls into the sewers where he finds another rat named Botticelli, played by Kieran Hines, who takes him under his wing as the kingdom mourns their very sudden death.
Soap is hereby outlawed in the Kingdom of Dor!
Okay, seriously, how many stories for young people does Hollywood know that doesn't involve the phrase, and all blank was outlawed? Oh no, the king tripped. Now all feet are outlawed. Oh, I bet we're gonna learn that feet are good.
Rats are to be considered illegal as well!
Oh, rats are outlawed too. Does that even need to be a rule?
Yeah.
I just can't see that many plague-carrying rat preservatories in this time period.
Sunlight left, and the world went gray. Colors faded into each other, and dark clouds filled the sky.
Why?
It wouldn't rain.
But what, it's
Do
in
we know
England?
that outlawing rats and soup equals drought? This movie's weird.
Yeah, seriously.
The king's daughter, Princess P, played by Emma Watson, who looks like James Woods if he was that painting from It, is sad as well to see her kingdom in misery, but under the castle a colony of mice reside, and one of them has just given birth.
And look at those ears!
Am I to assume the voice of Jiminy Cricket is going to call someone brother in the third act?
And from the very beginning, Despereaux heard more, saw more, and even smelled more than any of the other mice.
But for marketing purposes, only the ears were enhanced as, well, here's what it looked like otherwise. The mouse is named Despereaux, voiced by Hollywood's humanization of bad elevator music Matthew Broderick, who right from the start loves adventure. He doesn't seem interested in cowering, though, whenever a threat is present like the other mice.
Despereaux,
Yes?
you didn't cower.
Looks like a sword.
You also have the voice of a 46-year-old man despite apparently being a young child. Explanation, please. Oh, the person connected to my voice is such a good actor. No, really, explanation, please. Okay, to his credit, I can't believe I'm saying this, with all the problems of the film, Broderick is not one of them.
Really?
Yes, the grown-up voice is distracting, but he does surprisingly play a curious archetype well.
Really?
When he asks a question, I legit believe he wants to know the answer to it.
No one's ever come back.
How come? I wonder what's out there. How far down is it? Do you have any more?
Somebody actually bothered to say, hey, you know what? Maybe a take two is a good idea.
Yeah, he doesn't seem like a robot.
Even further under the castle is where the rats live, where we see Roscoe and the others living under the rule of Botticelli.
You miss something, don't you?
No, I don't.
There's nothing up there, Roscoe.
Oh, no, I know that. Absolutely.
Hey, after this disaster, I'm very okay not showing my face. Despereaux, meanwhile, is constantly taught to be afraid whenever anything new approaches.
And you can't be a mouse if you don't learn to be afraid. There's so many wonderful things in life to be afraid of if you just learn how scary they are.
Have you tried watching cable news? Really, any of them will do nowadays. His brother Furlough, played by Tony Hale, tries to teach him how to explore, but in the most timid way possible. Obviously test driving before he takes over this character.
You're not supposed to read it, Despereaux. You're supposed to eat it.
Despereaux gets caught up reading a fairy tale, though, about a princess being rescued by a brave knight.
There lived a fair princess. She longed for a brave knight who would deliver her from all of this.
She was a young princess. It was creepy times.
Yeah.
A mouse?
I am a gentleman.
He gets inspired by the story, so naturally he goes to help the saddened princess literally next door.
You're sad
Yes.
because you have longing.
You're a strange little mouse.
Thank you.
Damn it, Broderick's better than okay. He's legit good in this. Why is this the one he puts the effort into? Inspector Gadget would suck no matter what, but be an eye drop better if he tried as hard as he did here.
Oh, I wish it would rain. I wish there was soup again.
$20 says she laughed when she first tried saying that line.
What?
I wish there was soup again.
$20 says she laughed when she first tried saying that line. Does this mean I'm pregnant? A servant named Miggery Sow, played by Tracy Ullman, dreams of being a princess despite her coming from nothing. Well, not nothing, about 15 quid.
12 for the girl. 15 for the girl. Same as the sow.
Oh yeah, soups and rats was the problem with this kingdom, but selling people? I can stay. Despereaux's father, played by William H. Macy, finds out about his fascination with the princess and tells the council, leading to maybe the only funny line in the film.
It's an easy question. Are you a man? Or are you a mouse?
Alright, this film might be able to save itself if Jason Segel starts singing. He's banished from the mouse world and sent into the rat world. He's led there by Hovis, played by I don't even need to check. Look at him, that's Christopher Lloyd.
Oh yeah, look at him.
I guess.
There's no shame.
I will say this film does have good atmosphere. It has plenty of quiet moments. Some subtle performances. Like I said, even Broderick's pretty good in it. And despite its weak story, it doesn't try to bop you on the head with constant noise and movement. I also like the rats live in the dungeon where they literally live in the bones of the people who died down there. It's like this director's other film Squeak, so Paranorman could...
Who goes there? I am a gentleman.
He stumbles upon the dungeon keeper, played by Robbie Coltrane, who, like everybody in this world, doesn't seem shocked that rodents can talk.
And what makes you a gentleman?
Actually, I'm a lab mouse involved in an intricate plan to take over the world.
Go tell them to
the brain.
He's thrown to the rats who put him in an arena to battle. What else?
A cat.
That thing looks like the combined shit of Grumpy Cat and the dog from Toy Story.
Wait, can I have him? Can I have this one?
Proskuro saves him, though, just as we almost forgot he was even in the movie, and claims he wants to devour him himself.
Come on, let's go. Keep moving.
Yeah. Do what you gotta do. We'll leave you to your privacy, even though this is literally entertainment to us. Want to drop by Ratigan's orgy? No.
Oh, Ratigan! Oh, Ratigan!
Check out me playing Arkham Knight every Friday on Twitch. We also have content 5 days a week. Hope to see you there. Also, everybody says they never get notified about our latest videos, so be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell to get all the latest updates. Proskuro asks Despereaux about the princess, seeing if he can make up for the mistake he made long ago.
In the darkness of the cellar, 2 knights pledged devotion to a princess who was trapped inside a castle.
A castle made out of walls of depression. Yeah, the story could use a dragon or two. Speaking of which, our lady-in-waiting is tired of waiting and often snaps at Miguri-sao, so she imagines herself in the role.
Powder on my pretty princess face.
And what do you think you're doing?
Lady who used the Nutty Professor filter on you.
Jesus.
As punishment for stealing the princess's tiara, she's sent to feed the folks in the dungeon. Yeah, most crown theft results in that and not the ultimate neck massage. Where we get not exactly the biggest shocker, the dungeon keeper is secretly Miguri-sao's father.
Every dad's got a princess. Till he stops being a dad, of course. Sorry. So sorry.
Will you give me 15 for her? 12. Proskuro sneaks into the princess's room in the hopes of making amends. It doesn't go well.
I just want to tell you.
You know, for someone who wants to make things better, she really sucks at making things better. The guards chase after him, which you'd think in a kingdom of rats are outlawed and the queen's been rat assassinated. They'd have better rat traps. And he ends up getting away.
What would you do if your own name was a bad word?
You know, the quiet moments would be a lot more effective if he didn't have Sigourney Weaver saying, "Here's what you're supposed to think!" I kind of want to see one of her smarter characters from another film react to her narration.
When your heart breaks, it grows back twisted and gnarled and hard.
Oh, good. That makes me feel so much better.
He becomes filled with vengeance and decides to manipulate Miguri-sao. Not that she needs much motivating.
Who's the pretty princess pumpkin pie?
Well, that's her Netflix true crime documentary thumbnail right there.
You are, and you should be dressed in those clothes.
He convinces her to turn on the princess, but first they need some supplies.
What are you doing?
I need it for a baby.
What?
Now we have the title for that Netflix documentary. She corrects herself and says she needs it for her lady and makes her way to the princess's chamber.
What are you doing?
Cleaning, Mom.
With rope?
Helps, Mom.
It's my emotional support rope. I hang anyone who makes me emotional.
Can't do this, Meg.
She kidnaps her and takes her to the dungeon where Despereaux hears her cries for help. He tries alerting the town to what's going on by ringing the bell, waking the chef.
Enough.
I am tired of being played by Kevin Kline and only getting a handful of lines. This guy is expensive. He decides to make more soup, which changes the weather. Yeah, there's only 10 minutes left. We don't need to know how broth affects the gods. And even Osama Bin Lagoon returns. Hey, it's surprisingly hard to think of a funny name for that thing.
If you want to make a statement, make it a good one.
So great to see you.
I must cook acid in my soup more often.
The princess! She's in danger!
The princess is perfectly safe.
The princess is in danger!
You know, I was thinking about doing a count about how many times they say the word princess in this movie, but when you consider the alternative is my beloved pea is in danger, have you seen my pea? Please save my pea. Maybe this works better.
Maybe.
Speaking of which, the rats are about to devour Despereaux's pea. See what I mean? Why do they call her that? And they reveal the Prince of Perishables isn't Andre's head. He's actually a real thing.
Oh, it feels so good to be out of the kitchen!
This whole building's as sturdy as a game of Jenga. The dungeon keeper sees the rats locked up Miguri as well as he notices her birthmark is the same one his daughter had.
My little princess.
I wonder if I can still get 15 quid for you. Proskuro is supposed to unleash the horde on her, but he refuses. Yeah, I guess that does mean more meat for him. But Botticelli does it anyway. Despereaux gets there in time, though, and releases the cat on them.
Should I finish you off myself? or turn you into cat food.
Does the cat food form a face and talk to... I'm sorry, I still can't get over the rules of this world. They use the light reflecting in to blind our villain, and he gets gobbled up. Oh, thank you, Your Highness. You actually did a thing. The rats are scared away by the light, and the day is saved. Roscoe even gets a chance to finally apologize.
I am sorry.
I'm the one who should be sorry.
We're going to reverse outlawing rats. The majority of them are danger. Is that what we're supposed to learn?
I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry.
Well, everybody's in a forgiving mood, aren't they? I feel like even Mr. Rogers would be like, someone needs to get punched at least once.
A pen was hurt, so he hurt a rat, and a rat was hurt, so he hurt a
Won't you be my neighbor?
princess, and a princess was hurt, so she hurt a servant girl.
When you put it like that, this movie sounds really stupid.
So she hurt
I'm sorry.
a rat, and a rat was hurt, so he hurt a princess, and a princess was hurt, so she hurt a servant girl.
Well, when you put it like that, this movie sounds really stupid.
And we tell you that they all lived happily ever after. But what fun is that?
Why can't most Broderick movies end that way? No, he flies away because Disney's lawyer somehow missed this film and the movie ends. And that was The Tale of Despereaux. It has some good things, but for the most part it's pretty generic.
Fucking weird.
And sometimes really stupid. The visual style did grow on me a little bit, looking very much like a children's book illustration. And like I said, there is some good atmosphere and performances. But this story makes no sense and is unbelievably forced. Maybe the book explained it better, but I don't see how any of this is supposed to naturally flow together. It's odd, but not in a fun way, just in a confusing way. I'm glad a lot of people who worked on this went on to better things, because this is a movie that's definitely in one giant ear and out the other.
Yeah.
I'm the nostalgia critic guy, remember? So you don't...
What can I say? Yeah, like, it was surprising seeing Matthew Broderick in acting role. You know, again, he's just, I'm reading stuff off the teleprompter. That's a lot of fish. You know, it's so weird. But, you know, this wouldn't be something I would check out. I don't know. If anything, let me know in the comments below and see. Let me know if there's anything good or if you didn't elaborate on things. So please smash that like button if you want to see more sexy and nerdy content, and subscribe if you think I deserve it. And remember, sign up for my Patreon for all my latest reactions to all my latest videos. And I'll see y'all in the next episode. It's not even Cuban. It's Honduran. Maybe it's still later in the movie.
Try to reward Frank for helping them out by making him dinner.
I'd like us to all say what we're thankful
Back
for.
on Romaine.
I'm thankful to be alive this year.
Cool, my family isn't next.
I know what it's like to try and make your memories go away.
Leave me
She
alone,
moves
Mystique.
pretty damn fast for the not signals he's been giving, as he can't seem to let the past go. However, a Popeye villain enters to remind him the
Kevin
past isn't
Nash.
done with him either. These assassins are punch-out characters if their boxing gloves were replaced with grenades.
I mean, literally, he's a wrestler. So, yeah, you're not far off.
But yeah, this is pretty fun.
Yes.
It's also so
Best fight.
cartoonishly over the top. I don't think Tom and Jerry could survive this. Frank finally defeats him, but other men are on their way, so the neighbors try to hide him.
Who lives here?
Oh, man.
Ask your question, fat man.
Show some respect. His name is Bumpo. They start ripping off Dave's piercings, and I'll just say it, a crazy difficult scene to watch.
Yeah.
When the family getting killed is a lighter moment, that's saying something. And they think because Dave doesn't talk, he doesn't know where Frank is. He rises like a Frankenstein monster. Okay, that's a little funnier spelled out. And gives the henchman the chop.
Which is really funny because he actually became Frankenstein in the comics. Oh, yeah. No joke. Read it, buddies.
Say you kill them all. Then what?
Oh my God, Rebecca.
What makes you any different
It's
from
only
them?
annoying me.
Your friend just had his face destapled. Is now really the time you want to ask that?
That's what I'm saying.
Frick slowly but surely plants evidence to make it look like Howard's wife is seeing his hitman, Quentin. This causes them naturally to turn against each other.
Have you lost your mind?
It was so weird.
But it wasn't enough. Might live.
Well, this wasn't how I planned coming out, but got some news for you.
Don't do this again! Don't!
Should have just told him instead of saying do this.
You know, is it odd that the most brutal scenes in this movie aren't from The Punisher?
Hey, right?
Of course, he confronts Olivia next. I'm sure they'll talk it out.
Actually, no. You didn't see the ending. The arm extending scene with the last son. Pretty damn brutal.
She could survive that.
And well.
I don't think she's coming back.
No.
Frank Castle is dead.
Call me.
He died with his family.
This might sound like a weird criticism, but I think the music is a little too heroic for this character.
Maybe.
I'm not even against him being a vengeful, blood-hungry rebel. I'm just against music scoring him like he's the 1990 Captain America movie.
Not vengeance. Punishment.
I just saw a woman get literally railroaded. This is not a charming adventure.
Oh, no.
I bet Orson Welles would get his lines right in that champagne commercial if this happened every time he didn't.
Yes.
Oh.
The French.
Frank shoots up the henchmen, even makes some of them sing opera.
Yes.
Ooh, he could have an album with that voice. And he goes after Howard's other son, who left him for dead on the docks.
Oh, yes.
You look like a strong kid. You must work out. Personnel mine weighs 8 pounds. Try holding it with an outstretched arm.
I mean, maybe the only flaw of this movie is that a lot of stuff happens and you kind of forget. But the first time I saw this movie, I'm like, why the hell is he being so brutal? But then again, he left him for dead. He's responsible for killing his family. So yes, he deserved this fate. And I think this was one of the more brutal parts in the movie.
Hell of a workout.
I'd love to have you as my spotter. Finally, he goes after the big man himself.
You killed my son.
Both of them.
Yeah.
3, actually. I just found out my wife was pregnant.
Oh, that's sad. Can I just say, I am so happy that he's doing this movie. Even though I think he could get a little bit more jokes out of it, I love this movie. It's the right amount of silly and Marvel early 2000s. You know, it's just that perfect microcosm of Marvel and silly.
This all builds up to a gigantic, epic, guess we're done.
No.
Now I've killed you.
They didn't touch you yet.
Well, okay, he does drag him through a literal sea of exploding cars, which honestly just feels like an excuse to have some exploding cars. But on the bright side, look, an excuse to have some exploding cars.
And?
But on top of the effects, not exactly looking the best.
Oh.
It ends on this lame visual.
Shut up! Shut the hell up!
You didn't need that.
Shut the fuck up!
It looks like Xenomorph Garfield. For the one person flying overhead, it'll be like, okay, another day in Tampa.
Shut your whore mouth.
He plans to axe himself off too, but he gets a vision of his wife saying, "Stop it." Which was very much like a scene that was shot for something else, but I don't know, we had to edit something in there to have this line make sense.
You're right. Good memories can save your life.
I was gonna pull the trigger, but then I randomly remembered. I need to live in a world with that in it. He says he's off to punish others who practice injustice, but he left a ton of money for them before he left. Oh good, I'll cover 1/5 of Dave's medical bills.
Imagine if...
I like the last scene. It's supposed to be the big hero moment staring out in the city like you saw in all superhero movies at that time, but because they have no music, it sounds like he's recording a podcast with no views.
Shut up!
Frank Castle is dead. Call me the Punisher.
Please. I'll sub to your channel if you sub to mine.
Shut up. Shut up.
Nah, too late. You made it weird. First you had the musical score to Steel, then you have absolute silence, and now you have heavy metal? This isn't a soundtrack, it's a random setting on Spotify. And that was The Punisher. At its worst, it's a little awkward. At its best, it's alright. I think I'm a sucker for movies where a bunch of bad people get their comeuppance by a person who's been wrong. And as those kind of movies go, it has some decent moments. It does feel like a film that needed more time to flesh out its identity, as it does just go from one moment to the next without much of its own style. But there are moments that stick out, sometimes in a bad way, but
Shut
more
up!
often than not in an entertaining way. If it had a little more time, I think it could be a little less generic, but like I said, there are some elements that stick out. Travolta's acting is fun, some of the fight scenes are creative, the weapons can be pretty cool, and of course, there's some really sick, twisted ways he gets back at the wrongdoers. Out of all the Marvel movies that weren't connected to the MCU, this one is the most okay-ish.
Also, to be fair, in reference to his whole saying that those two weren't caused by the Punisher, they technically were. They technically were, because, you know, you even admitted with your that he is sick and twisted ways of getting back at these people. He caused these deaths. So, and God, technically it's his fault that the guy was getting his jewelry ripped out or whatever, the metal ripped out of his body. So, yeah, he is responsible for pretty much all of it.
I'm the Nostalgia Critic, I remember, so you don't have to.